You're always going to have people.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this broadcast of college basketball on 2K Sports. The action doesn't get much better than two of the most dynamic teams in college basketball going at it on the hardwood. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. It's the Georgetown Hoyas and the Michigan Wolverines.
And guys, there's just nothing quite like a packed house for a college hoop game. You hear the student section rocking and the band playing. This is pure basketball.
Greg, there's a unique energy and vibrancy with college basketball that is unique. I mean, when you get two high-profile teams meeting up with future stars making a name for themselves, I think it just adds to the excitement.
A look at the Hoyas starting group. Freak in at point guard. Warren is out there with Price. Then there's Hudson. And it's Randolph in at the 2.
And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as his skill set. Guys, it's almost impossible to think about Michigan basketball and not think of the Fab Five. I mean, one of the most storied recruiting classes ever. They were dominant in their tenure here at Michigan.
And Michigan has possession, a 12-point game. And here we go, Freak heading to the hoop. And another three for Georgetown.
Wow. And what a first half it's been thus far here for Freak. This is why so many think he'll be a star at the next level.
And you can take all the measurements and do all the data analytics you want to, but all it takes is one half of watching Freak play when he's hot like this to know stardom is in his future.
Randolph can't hit.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now the Hoyas with it. 15 points in a row. A good run right now. Here's Freak. Again, Georgetown.
You couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
For three, Crawford, no luck. Now, Freak from about 16. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Freak's got 19 points.
Kevin, he's definitely making his presence felt here in the first half. He's been very effective so far.
So Michigan ends up going with the new group, and the Hoyas will go for a different look here. Taking a look at the Hoyas, Freak in at 2-guy. Also Trice out there, and it's Hodges in at the 4.
And the lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team has underperformed. I mean, they've been five-star in every category.
Now, here's Knight. Here's Taylor. Makes it off the glass.
Well, I tell you what, guys, so many great centers have come through Georgetown. For a while, they were the destination for great centers going into college. You can point to any of their teams and find an NBA center on the roster.
Here's Felix, and Hodges kicks to Freak. Wow, that makes him a perfect 10 for 10, double-digit perfection.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And, Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
That's good.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
The Georgetown Hoyas have had so many great centers. Greg Monroe, Roy Hibbert, some of the more Greg recent guys.
Yeah, but don't forget about the one who kind of set that trend in motion. Patrick Ewing was just a dominant force. And then you had the Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning. And it's amazing. All of these guys we just named were picked in the top 7 of the NBA draft.
Stevenson setting the pick for Knight. Stolen by Joseph. And here we go. Freak heading to the hoop. Throws down the breakaway jam.
What an incredible run they're on right now. Offense as well as I've ever seen it played.
Every single guy on their team with the absolute Midas magic touch, shooting the lights out here.
They get it again. Here's Cunningham. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
It's Jefferson outside, and it's Freak with the rebound. And the second half of basketball is about to get underway, folks. Welcome back to this broadcast of college basketball here on 2K Sports.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
You came for a show, and you got a show. What a first half we saw with a big lead being built early on.
And what a performance from Freak so far. You take him out of the equation, and this lead they have might not even exist. He's lived up to the hype in this one.
Jones is out there with Ellis. Then it's Smith, then there's Flash, and it's Crawford at the 2 spot. Taking a look at the Hoyas, Freak, he's in at point guard. Warren is out there with Hudson. Then there's Price, and it's Randolph in at the shooting guard.
One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. Pretty nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court. And you look at the long list of former players from the University of Michigan, a lot of big-name NBA players got their start as Wolverines. It's been that way for a long time.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Well, Greg, you mentioned moments ago all the former Wolverines that have made it to the NBA. Michigan has been one of the best talent developing schools, Clark, for a long time.
And, you know, apart from the Fab Five group, Kevin, the Wolverines can also name Glenn Rice as an alum, outstanding NBAer, and Trey Burke and Nick Stauskas, recent grads from Ann Arbor.
They set the pick. Ellis with a screen on Price. Shot to end this cold run, and Flash gets it to go. Flash has got his first points of the game. Now here's Freak, and he has 42. That is good.
Let's go, man.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Ellis, the pass to Flash. Kicks it out to Crawford. Three-pointer, and that one's good.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him. You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete.
Smith is out there with Ellis. Then it's Jones. Then there's Flash. And it's Crawford at the shooting guard position. And Michigan has possession following the three-pointer by Freak. Outside, Jones. The three. Randolph grabs the board.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far. Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Hoyas.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Freak. You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
Crawford, no one around him. Cans it from downtown.
A wide-open three. They need much better communication defensively.
There's 31 seconds left to play here in the second half. And it's Freak missing.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Three-pointer. So the Hoyas win it. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in to this broadcast of College
being on some chill.